Yes. Hey, first of all, this is a beautiful opportunity. Did a different experience for you guys, and this is something that was a kind of a last-minute plan coming to the library. So I want to thank Dr. Troy Swanson over there for helping us to set this up, kind of last minute. So I'm hoping you guys are going to come up here. This is called the tribute speech. It's a type of special occasion speech, and I'm hoping that all you guys are going to enjoy this. We get a chance to use the microphone, or other classes don't get a chance to do this. And we have folks that may walk in and may walk out, but we have a different type of a different type of audience. So I want you to have fun, to relax, and have a good time. You guys have done a great job with your informative and your persuasive speeches, and this is the tribute speech, and you're going to do a great job with this too. So don't let the venue fool you. Have a good time. So we have 9 speakers we're going to try to get in today. The speech should be about 4 to 5 minutes in length. If we adhere to those time limits, we should be able to get all 9 speeches in without any stress. Okay? And so we do have access to PowerPoint. We have the same clicker that we use in the classroom, so we have this available for you as well. So, Sue, we're going to have you come up first. Our first speaker is going to be Sue. Sue?
So good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to, take you to another place that is completely different to the United States. As you can see, oh, as you can see, we are on the aeroplane. So let's get ready. I'm going to take you to my homeland, Hong Kong. Anyone knows how many hours away from here, from Chicago or here? It's 15 hours for flying. Direct flight from Hong Kong to Chicago. So we are about here, under the China. So today I'm going to talk about is the attraction point and food. So let's start. As you can see, there's quite a few attraction points. I pick up the peak, which is this is the peak, and we used to have travel link train. This is like the top of the mountain, and this is Hong Kong Island. We also have a Disneyland and Ocean Park as a big theme park for Hong Kong. This is a great restaurant. And this is Victoria Harbor. And it's same side over there with the Hong Kong Island. So let's go through the detail. As you walk up to the peak, you're supposed to see the whole view of Hong Kong. So when you walk to the peak, you have to travel the train that walks up to the peak so you can take a look on the view. And this is how it's supposed to be like. When you walk up to the peak, then you will see this view at night. Isn't that awesome? So this is from the bottom of the mountain. You can see this is Victoria Harbor, and you can see the buildings at night. There's a light show at 8 o'clock every evening. And this is the other side of the Victoria Harbor, and you can see Bruce Lee over there standing at the Star Avenue. The most fun park is this 2 theme park, Hong Kong Disneyland and Ocean Park. For Hong Kong Disneyland, is the smallest Disneyland in the world. but there's quite a few things you can take a look on that. And for Ocean Park, it's not just about ocean. As you can see, there's different types of animal representatives, including panda. Panda is in the Ocean Park if you are interested in visiting the pandas. So last attraction point I want to mention is about this restaurant. It's named Jumbo Restaurant. This is a restaurant which is not located at the land. It's like a big boat on the sea. So when you want to have the meal there, then you have to travel from a ferry and then get into this restaurant just for the seafood. This is very popular in Hong Kong. So we are going to talk about food. There's quite a few Chinese food here. First thing I want to mention is this. This is fish ball. It's very common in Hong Kong. And this is stinky tofu. Why it's called stinky tofu is because if you are far away from this food, then you smell the stinky. But if you walk closer, it smells different. It smells really good. And it's very crunchy and, very good texture. I want to say something is about dim sum. I believe everyone know what dim sum is, but you know why it's called dim sum? It's a Cantonese name. So I also want to mention this is called wonton noodles. It's local Chinese food. So I also want to mention something like a snack. This is called egg puffs. So tastes like a little bit sweet, and you can see it everywhere, like on sale. People sell it at the side of the street. And this is egg tarts. It's very popular in Hong Kong. A lot of people come to Hong Kong because they want to try this. Any question and answers?
Ready? Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, good morning. My name is Ron Gall, and when this assignment was given to me, I thought about to commemorate, to pay tribute to. I thought about, there's a lot of things I could talk about. I probably could talk about myself, but who wants to hear about that? I probably could talk about my family, or who wants to hear about that? So I decided to talk about something that's near and dear to me, which was a no-brainer. Something I want to validate, something I want to shine light on, something I want to give credit to, and that's Moraine Valley College. See, you have to understand, I started this journey 3.5 years ago as a part-time student to show my children that you're never too old to learn, and to show that there's no challenges, there's no barriers that can stop you from whatever you want to do. So I decided to come to Moraine Valley to get a degree. Now, I've been to other schools before, and I've completed, but I said, let me try a different route. Let me go to Moraine, because everyone said, go to Moraine. So here I am at Moraine. But what I didn't expect was that my journey morphed into something else, something bigger than I had not even anticipated. That was connections. That was the friendship that I made, the bonds I have made through my journey. In 3.5 years, I cannot mention everyone I have encountered and became friends with. It's just too many to mention. Some of them are still here. Some of them have moved on. But the connections through the grace of Facebook, cell phones, and texting, we now can keep in touch. We now can connect. But then we move on to another journey, another path that took me. We moved to the instructors. So you have to understand, when I came here, I didn't expect to fit right in. Returning to school 30 years later, that was a challenge for me. With technology, I was behind. But thanks to Moraine, I've caught up. The instructors, the compassion, the caring, the consistency they've shown me to let me know I am on the right path to success. Now, did I connect with every single instructor? No, I did not. Let's be honest. But there were some who will leave a lasting impression on me for the rest of my life. Even when my time is up in the next 2 weeks when I'm out of here, there will be some who will leave a lasting impression. Let me acknowledge those, because you might see one of these instructors in the hallway and you can let them know that Ron said you are appreciated. You have been validated. Some that I would like to validate who have stuck out of my mind would be sociology, Jeffrey McCulley. Sociology 102, David McNeil. Math 90, Arlene Anderson. Math 98, Courtney Reese. Criminal Justice 101, Criminal Justice 105, Eugene Jaklowski. Chemistry 111, Pam Goodman. Interpersonal communications, honor speech, Delwyn Jones, that we have sitting here right here. Now, none of them know how they have impacted my life, because I have not publicly acknowledged it. So I'm doing it today to tell you thank you for what you have done and what you continue to do. Because I know now, once I leave, this will be something I can continue to. I will always remember it, no matter where I go. So those days when I'm at home or I'm out in the world and the world's against me and it's bitter and it's cold and I'm feeling depressed and I'm alone, I know that Moraine Valley doors are always open, that I can just walk through and sit down and feel right at home, because this is home. As a matter of fact, I have spent more time here than I have at home. So I know that those memories will embrace me. But those memories has also propelled me to move on to the next journey that I don't know what's ahead, that I'm so uncertain about. But I know that these right here, the foundation, the roots that I have created here, will propel me to continue on that journey. Moraine Valley College. I don't know what I would have done if I never came here, but I can say this. This is one of the best decisions I've ever made. I don't regret it. I feel kind of sad that I'm actually leaving, but I'm actually glad that I have done an accomplishment. I have created a milestone, not only for myself, for my children. So I want to commemorate, validate, acknowledge, shine light on Moraine Valley Community College. Thank you.
That was a great speech. All right. Well, a lot of you guys don't know me. My name is Philip Flores, and what I mean by you guys don't know me is I'm 29 years old, and I'm going back at college. In order to do this, I've had a great support system. I have 3 children, a beautiful wife, great mother-in-law, and a great mom. I believe in the aspect, me and my wife do, that it takes a village to raise a family. So this speech I want to commemorate to is my family. Everybody that we've come across has helped us in a way. I have babysitters ranging from cousins and aunts to moms and other moms. I joke with my family and say that my son and my daughters have a total of 4 abuelas. Abuelas are grandmothers. I mean, really, he only has 2, but it's the fact that they help so much. To do 26 credit hours, to work on your own business where you're putting in about 60 hours a week and you're struggling to get through, and then your wife looks at you and says, there's no one else that I know that can do that, so you keep pushing. Because I had a great moment with my daughter the other day. I helped coach her softball team, and I coached my son's soccer team. So think about, there's no free time to do speeches, to prepare at all in life. But I find a way. She walked up to me and she said, Dad, I kind of want to do what you're doing. And I said, don't do what I'm doing. Finish school, get it done young. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, if I can help you the way I've been helped, I feel like a successful parent. So to the abuelas in our family, to my wife, to my children, my motivation, thank you for everything. And honestly, I can't begin to sing their praises for everything I've seen them do for us. I'm telling you, 6 in the morning pickups, kids waking up throughout the night, grandmothers coming through, emergency room visits, and still being able to finish an 8-page research paper. and still being able to finish a 100-page business plan for multiple companies. So I just want to say tribute to them. Thank you very much.
Stuff in my hands now. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Spencer, and today I want to talk to you about how I went from there to here. So in order for me to really explain everything, I have to tell you what there is and what here is, and I'm going to tell you about my hero and how he affected me and how he made me rethink my entire life and change everything. So my hero is my brother. This is my brother Joe. He served in the Navy, and he was a good guy, man. We're completely different people, he and I. We're like night and day, right? This guy is the extrovert. I'm the introvert, more or less. And I was in the Army. He went to the Navy. He's the type of guy that could walk into a room, talk to complete strangers, and have a 3-hour conversation with them. Just be like he's known him forever, right? His smile just lit up the room. Like, he would walk in there and it's just like, bam. Everyone else had to smile, you know? He's a good guy. So, I got thrown off for a second. Sorry about that. So, like I said, my brother served in the Navy. He went to Iraq. He went to Afghanistan for 2 years. And before he went in the military, he had this light that just incredible. Just lit up the room. Like I said, everyone just kind of gravitated towards him. Everybody talked to him. Everybody wanted to be his friend and everything. When he came home, that light dimmed a little bit. All right? So this is my hero here, and now I'm going to tell you a little bit about then. So then is I was actually married. And I'm smiling because I was drunk. So, so this is then. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything bad about her. This is my son's mother. You know, should we get along? We're good. We're friends. That's all the best things I have to say about her. All right. At the time then, I used to work for TSA. This is Vinnie Paul, the drummer from Pantera. Hell yeah. You know, I met a bunch of people. Anyone's been in an airport, they know that an airport is just a big bowl of negativity. It is the worst place in the world to try to be happy, right? So then was a crappy job. I mean, it paid the bills, but I was miserable. I hated it every day. I was in a marriage I hated, you know. But I did it. I kept on going every day. I showed up every day. I did the things they were supposed to do. You know, I had the whole life thing, the house, you know, everything. I had the whole set that you're supposed to have. But every day was like I was a zombie. It was like I'm doing the things over again that was yesterday. It was like Groundhog Day. I just kept doing the same things over and over. So then this happened. I lost my brother. And it made me realize that life is fragile. Life can change in the blink of an eye. You know. He came home, but he like I said, wasn't the same. Right. Not long after he came home, he crashed into a light pole, which, you know, it's because he couldn't deal with things that were going on in his life. And he and I had had a conversation not long before that, and we were talking on the phone, and he was going through a divorce and stuff, and I didn't have the tools that I needed to see anything or understand anything that he was really fully going through. So then all the things that I was doing still with the TSA and the marriage and everything, I realized life's too short to really not be happy. You know, there's too many things that you can do in your life and change to make things better. And by losing him, I realized that I had to make a change, man. So I didn't want to end up in the same place right here. So I started going to college, and now I want to be a social worker who's going to work with veterans and help them through being addicted to alcohol and drugs, which, if you really think about the whole drug and alcohol thing, addiction, you have to really get to the root of the problem for them to try to get through anything. So I want to learn to help people. I want to learn those tools that I might have had to recognize things with my brother, and hopefully I can be there to help someone else's brother or sibling or family member. And thank you. Supposed to drop the mic, right?
I clean it out a lot. I'm like a crazy person with that. It's this thing, right? Ready? Okay. Hello. Can you guys hear me good? Okay. Um, it was sometime in August or September where my babysitter dropped me off at home from school. I can still remember my older brother watching TV while eating pizza rolls on my green sofa. I usually waited for my dad to come home because I knew the way his keys jingled, the way he opened the door. So I ran to the kitchen, and for the first time, I see a little small black ball curled up in my dad's palm. It was Minnie. This is Minnie. My first dog and my first best friend. I was about 5 or 6 at the time, and I could still remember how I couldn't let her go, and she actually peed on me. Ironically, since then I think we've been attached at the hip. My dad gave me the best thing in the world, something that was mine and only mine. Minnie was the talk of the family, and she was adored everywhere she went. She was a mixture between a miniature poodle and a chihuahua. I remember feeding her by hand every day, and ever since then, she wouldn't eat without me. I've had her for 14 years, and when I was younger, I didn't have many friends when I was growing up, so she was kind of like the thing that was happy to see me every day, and I was just like in love with her. She was my best friend and the only thing I could never be bored with. She was the love of my life, and I basically had a daughter. I fed her, bathed her, put her to bed every night, and watched her play with everything in sight. She was so protective too. My brother and sister would like to play this game where they would like try to like hit me. They would be like, "Oh my god, like we're hurting her," and she would get so mad. She would like try to like kill them, like it was crazy. Or we would play this game like hide and seek, where they would like cover her eyes, and I would like run around and hide behind like the blinds, and she would like cry like if she couldn't find me. She would run around so anxious. But after so many years of so much joy, in the beginning of 2015, I got the courage to take Minnie to the hospital. Now, prior to that, I noticed a lump on Minnie's stomach area, and I brought it to my parents' attention, but my parents' response was that perhaps it was a cyst because she kind of ate everything that we ate, so, you know, Mexican families. So it was semi-understanding, but I always knew it was something else. After some disagreement and a lot of anxiety, I got the courage to take Minnie to the vet with the help of my older brother. And at the time, they had diagnosed my dog with terminal breast cancer. I know, a dog, breast cancer. I'm sorry. Nothing in the world could be worse than saying goodbye to your child. I don't care if she was a dog. She was something that I loved, and maybe she loved me a little bit more. Perhaps I loved her, and perhaps she loved me more, but it doesn't matter because you can't explain the connection you have with something that adores you more than you love yourself. I know she's always going to be with me, and you will never forget your first best friend. Thank you. I like convinced myself I wasn't going to cry, but okay.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, so now that I think about it, well, first of all, good morning, guys. And now that I think about it, this is the best place for me to give my speech because it includes a very important aspect of the library, something that I'm paying a tribute to, and those are books. So books are a very important part of my life. I grew up reading like every day, and I love reading. I'm obsessed and extremely passionate about reading. And I think that sometime in the future, I might want to write my own book. And this all started in 6th grade when I picked up the amazing Harry Potter series that literally changed my life. And from there on, you know, I began a journey of reading all these different books and going through all these different points of views and learning about these different characters, you know, connecting with their emotions and being a part of their setting. So why do I love books? I love books because it provides an escape. Now, sometimes our daily lives, our daily reality is so boring. It's so chaotic sometimes that we just want an escape in our lives. And that's what Harry Potter, that's what all these books provided to me. I was able to experience these emotions that these characters were experiencing, go through these settings, you know, feel like I was a part of their story. I mean, my life is way boring compared to like living at Hogwarts or wearing like a uniform and going and, you know, being with these wizards and stuff. So when I was reading these books, it's like, okay, there's my boring life and there's this amazing adventure that I would love to be a part of. So that truly made me feel like this is something that I want to do in my life at some point. And, you know, it all started from Harry Potter. It ignited this passion in me to keep reading in my life. And when I read fantasy, after fantasy, I moved to these different genres. You know, I would go from historical fiction, science fiction, romance, and it it continued like till date. And I can't go a day without reading at least for 20 minutes because books are such an integral part of my life. And, you know, that's why I'm giving a tribute to them today because they have affected me and made my life a better life in a sense that when I moved in 6th grade, so I moved from Illinois to Ohio for a brief time. And in that time, when I moved to Ohio, I didn't know anyone. You could say I was completely lonely and devastated. And I would go to the library every single day, and I had this, you know, I would sit right next to the R section rollings, And I saw this Harry Potter series, and I was like, there's all this fuss going on about Harry Potter. You know, the movies were releasing each year. So one day I was like, I'll just pick up the first book and I'll read it. It was about like 200 pages at that time. That was like gigantic to me, but picked it up and read it, and I finished that book in 3 days. And then, you know, that journey sort of continued, and I moved on to other books, and it's just a very powerful and a very beautiful feeling of being a part of something that's not real, but very real to me, in a sense that I can say who I am as a person, and it's a very important part of my life. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys that reading is so fundamental to me, and it's inspired my life in so many ways. And I surround myself in, you know, all environments that always require books. My home is, you know, it's like I have this shelf of all these different sorts of books, and I'm very open to genres. It's not about just reading fantasy or, you know, science fiction. It's like all these different types of genres that I dabble into. I'm very open about reading, and anything that is good, anything that is inspiring, I know it's good for my life, and I just take that into account and continue. So, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Who's next?
You guys hear me? All right, everyone. Hello. Morning. All right. Well, I would like to go and pay tribute to someone that's very near and dear to me. Of course, someone that I look up to each and every day, and that I've found to be one of the greatest mentors I've ever had. This person right here is my father. Now, I pay tribute to him just because, especially for this past year, I went through a very rough patch. All right. And I mentioned this rough patch just because it was a point in time when I was on the verge of doing something very, very, very irresponsible. Okay. Now, what it was more so of I was in a 3-year relationship with this one lovely girl. Okay. She, classic love story, broke my heart. I moved on to college, so on and so forth. Yet, there came a point in time where my dad sat down with me after seeing me going months and months just in such a deep depression. And he encouraged me to go ahead and go on this massive path of self-growth. Through that, I just, with Vinnie right here, found a massive love for books. I was at the library each and every day finding different ways to better myself each and every day. And through his own mentorship and through his own experience, what he's had to go through in his whole life, he's been able to go and sit down, mentor me, and tell me, Brandon, only way your life is going to get better is if you, for one, change your mindset, change your outlook, and be able to help others. Because this is something he truly lives each and every day. He owns his own business. He has nice little scholarships right here that he passes out to different community colleges as well, especially for Latino students. And through this time of personal self-growth, I've come to find that having a growth mindset, okay, going forward each and every day, be able to have a simple smile, putting a smile on someone's face, mean the whole world. Because you don't know what anyone of us is going through, what kind of demons we have to face each and every day, what kind of problems we have to deal with, what type of people we have to deal with, especially those who keep us down, and then those of us who, even though we've already had a bad day, get us even lower. Those aren't your biggest discouragers. You are. It's one thing I want to be able to say to each and every one of us here. I say it's better for all of us to go ahead and be the person that truly adds value to each and every one of our lives. Whether it be in just a simple conversation, putting a smile on someone's face, or even just ask someone, hey, how are you? And truly meaning, how are you? I pay tribute to this man just because throughout my years of him just being my father as is, it's never become much more important than how it was this past year. And I want to thank him for that. Thank you. Is that it?
Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with saying a portion of lyrics of a song. So it goes, sometimes the rain comes to clean wounds. Sometimes a drop can overcome a drought. Why cry for what? If it hurts bad, forget it. Why suffer for what? If life is like this, you must live it. I'm going to live in the moment to understand the fate. I'm going to listen to the silence to find the way. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to dance. And I'm going to enjoy my life. These are the English translated lyrics to the song called Vivir mi vida, Live My Life by Mark Anthony. Now, this speech isn't about Mark Anthony, but it's about the 86-year-old lady who sings these lyrics at the top of her lungs and is the first one on the dance floor, with my sister and I following right behind her. I was going to play the video, but the video doesn't work, and she's over there getting down and jiggy with it, but that'll be for another time. Now, this lady now has only impacted each and every person she encounters with her youthful personality, but has shown love, happiness, and immense amount of strength in the way that she lives her life. Although she's lived a poor childhood and raised 9 kids on her own, she has the ability to execute every meaning behind every lyric that I just read to you. Mi abuelita. My grandma. Excuse me. Has been what I call the angel put on this earth for me, and many others. Out of her 9 kids and 60 grandchildren and counting, I am blessed to say that my brother and sister and I were the luckiest to have her living with us for 25 years and counting. So raising us, you can imagine the endless lectures, the butt slaps and scoldings we received from this strong-willed woman. All with love, of course, but also coupled with the delicious meals, hugs, and the baby heart attacks that she likes to give us by doing the craziest things because her age has never stopped her from feeling young. Not only is it evident within our family, but have never failed to hear the surprise in the voice of others when they hear her age and they witness what she's capable of doing. So the question that we never really fail to hear is how. How do you do it? What's your secret? And that's where she points up and explains that if it wasn't for the man upstairs, who's blessed her with struggles and the blessings, she wouldn't be where she is. But then stops and explains that it's not what I did to get here. It's more so of the question, what am I doing to live a fulfilling life? So she has 3 points. Number 1, at the end of the day, we can endure more than we think we can. There are days and moments in my life I thought I would never get through, but never for a second I doubted my strength. So don't doubt yours. Second, enjoy the journey. Find balance. It's not that life is short. It's that we wait so long to begin living. If you stay determined to enjoy the journey of life, you will live without regrets. Number 3, feed not only your body and your body with healthy things, but also your mind and soul. Those things are the key to a fulfilling life. So in the end, the moral of me telling the story about my grandma is, which I see become more and more evident, is that sometimes we fail to recognize our strengths and utilize them. We fail to enjoy the journey of life, the journey that life brings, and we fail to feed our body and mind with positive things. So I can only urge you to use the advice that my abuelita has given others. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lissa, and we're going to end on a little lighter note as I pay tribute to my bike. Now, my bike might look like an ordinary bike, but it has brought me a great deal of joy, entertainment, speed, a sense of satisfaction. My bike was brought to reality after seeing somebody drive one in Chicago. Now, this beauty has 80 cc's in that little tiny motor there and is able to achieve speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. It didn't come all put together and bought in one piece. It was a matter of finding the exact right motor to go with the exact right bike at the exact right moment. It all came together and it produced this. Now, how could you not be happy riding one of these around? It can get me from my home to here faster than the bus can, and it's a lot more fun to feel that wind whip through your hair on the way. Not only has it brought me a great deal of joy, but it's also, surprisingly enough, brought me closer to my husband. Psychologists say that couples who try new things build a better relationship. And I'd have to say that's true. We took this on not knowing a thing about engines, not knowing a thing about what we were doing. And together we did the research. We watched YouTube videos. We Googled. We went to forums. And we figured out exactly how to make this puppy work. He helped me install the engine. He helped me get the throttle set. He helped me order new parts when I screwed up the first time, and we had to install that over and over and over again. He's helped me with the troubleshooting. He's helped me with every single moment of this bike. It's not just my bike, it's our bike. Not only that, but when I blew the engine going down a hill that was a little bit too much for it, he started all over again. And this is part 2. Now, I know it might just look like a bike to some people, but for me, it's freedom. It's the ability to do something fun and new and novel. And how can you go wrong? So, thank you, bike, for all the happy times that you've brought me, and I'm looking forward to so many more memories in the future. Thank you.
Okay, again, I want to thank Dr. Swanson. And I think it worked out pretty good, man. We have 9 very good speeches, tribute speeches about things that affected everyone's lives. And some of us were touched emotionally by some of the stories that were told. A beautiful experience. I really enjoyed hearing you guys speak today. For those listening and watching this thing on YouTube, don't be intimidated. These are These are honor students. These are professional folks, and they've been doing this for their whole lives. So if you want to give a speech out there somewhere, don't be intimidated by these guys, but use this as a model for how it should be done. So that's it. And Dr. Swanson, you cut this thing off.